friends, welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on this video, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued love and support. If you're not aware, my name is Fee, and together with my family of 4, we moved here to the Netherlands from the United States, and I just love talking about the cultural shocks that we've experienced here in the Netherlands, the cultural differences. So let's get right into today's video. During the week, I typically eat breakfast because it's something that I have to. But on the weekend, it's a meal of the day that I truly enjoy. However, I've noticed that a weekend breakfast in the Netherlands is completely different from a weekend breakfast in the United States. I feel like during the week in both countries, weekday breakfasts are pretty quick events. So maybe some yogurt with granola or a roll with cheese in the Netherlands, or maybe something picked up from the bakery on the go. In the US, it could maybe be some cereal, a bagel with cream cheese, or maybe even a breakfast burrito picked up to eat on the go. But on the weekend in the Netherlands, a typical breakfast might look something like this. So guys, here on our table for a typical Dutch breakfast, we have
some fresh squeezed orange juice, some strawberry jam, some pindakaas, peanut butter, some Nutella, cream cheese, and some butter.
Yep, and then we also have some sliced bread on the table. I know there's usually rolls as well, but we just have sliced bread, and then we have 2 different types of cheeses. And that is what I feel like a typical Dutch breakfast usually looks like. Now, you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Did I forget anything?
Actually, no, I think you might have forgot something. Let me go get it.
Okay, I thought I had everything, but let's see what Cam has.
Nice cookie.
Oh my gosh, yes guys, so why don't we take these out so we can show you guys. So guys, these are like rice cookies, you said, right?
Yes.
And these are, I honestly had never had these before the Netherlands, but this is something that Cameron absolutely loves. How do you usually eat these?
I mean, I eat them. I put it there.
Okay.
I grab some Nutella.
Okay.
I put it over it.
All right.
Or butter, depends.
Okay.
Then I grab some hagelslag.
Okay.
Or some sprinkles.
Okay.
And then I put it on.
All right.
It sticks.
Got it. I think that's a very, very Dutch breakfast because like I said, I had never ever tried any of these before, and Cameron absolutely loves it. Whereas guys, in the US, a typical breakfast might look something like this.
With some pancakes with maple syrup, some bacon, and with some eggs. But the thing is with this bacon is that this is the bacon I'll remember. They don't have the long bacon here, so this is the closest we could get, but it's pretty good actually.
Yeah, so basically Cam's, we were used to like the long bacon strips in the US. We found some here, but it doesn't taste almost the same like it does in the US. But this kind that we found here, that circle, which we had never really seen before, is pretty delicious too. So, yep, this is what a typical weekend breakfast in the US looks like. Now, I do have to say, guys, I made a video several months ago where I mentioned that Cam enjoys porphyries for breakfast, and I found out quickly that porphyries is not a breakfast food here in the Netherlands. It's more of, I guess, a dessert or like an after dinner treat, but I did not know that. We're used to having stuff like pancakes for breakfast, and like I said, this is what a typical breakfast, a US style breakfast looks like for us. All right, ready to dig in?
I have one thing to say.
Okay.
I wish that this was actually possible, but I wish we had like those butter squares that are on a lot of those ads.
Oh, yes. Yes. You know what, that's interesting because I'm not sure if I've seen that here. Obviously, we can just use regular butter, but Cam's talking about how in the US, we usually have like the little butter squares and we'll put it on top of the pancake while it's nice and warm and kind of just let it melt on there.
Then we also put some maple syrup on it.
Right, and then just put some maple syrup over the top of it. That is right though.
I mean, let's just dig in. This looks too good.
I know, this looks really good. Let's dig in.
All right, let's...
Now, also, besides having different foods, another big difference between breakfast in the Netherlands and breakfast in the United States is that with breakfast in the Netherlands, there's a lot of different options on the table. So it's almost like a mini buffet. So each and every person can kind of put together what they want, and it's not all the standard same thing for everyone across the board. In the US, there's usually one set meal that people have agreed upon, so that if one person is having pancakes and bacon, everyone else, if you've made the breakfast at home, will be having pancakes and bacon as well. So with that, unlike where in the Netherlands, you kind of have all your spreads in the table along with your bread and you're putting it together, in the US, it's all made in the kitchen and then brought to the table to eat. Another difference is that in the US, once you're done with what's on your plate, you might go back for seconds, but after that, breakfast is pretty much over and you go on about your day. Whereas in the Netherlands, breakfast can last for a long time. So even after you're done doing your breakfast eating here in the Netherlands, it's often the case that people will still sit around the table, chatting, and sort of still picking at the food. So you might go 30 minutes without eating anything and then decide to have another piece of bread with butter. So yeah, breakfast is usually not over for a while here in the Netherlands. And to wrap this up, guys, obviously the breakfast that I showed you is of course not the only kind of typical breakfast that exists in both countries. Anyways, guys, that's it for today's video. Please let me know if you're from the Netherlands, what your typical breakfast looks like, and if I forgot anything. Again, thanks so much for hanging out with me today, guys. If you haven't already, I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. Please don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you can always know when I post a new video. And until next time, doei!